it's going to be uncounted. Before you continue watching this video, please subscribe and like it. So the topics we're going to cover today are the counting numbers, skip counting sequences, skip counting backwards, and even and odd numbers. So the first topic we're going to cover today are the counting numbers. But first, let's talk about what counting is. Counting is when you say a set of numbers going forward or backward in a certain order. That is basically all of what counting is. Now we're going to go to the actual counting numbers. I'm pretty sure you know how to go from 1 to 10. Let's say them together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whether you know it or not, you always use counting. They're part of your everyday life. So I want you to take some time, maybe pause the video if you have to, and think of some things that you use counting for, whether you know it or not. Now we're going to move on to skip counting. But what is skip counting? Skip counting is when we say numbers forwards or backwards once again, but by counting something other than 1. For example, we're going to have 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. But let's see what we're skipping. We're skipping 3, 5, 7, and 9. That is skip counting. Skip counting is also the basis of multiplication. So let's do some examples of skip counting. I'm going to draw some dots, and I want you to skip count them. So we have a group of 4 here, and then another group of 4 here, and let's add 2 more groups of 4. So if you need some time, pause the video. You can first start off by counting 1, 2, 3, 4, and then saying what number this last digit is. So pause the video if you need some time. Okay, now that you've done it, let's do it together. First, let's start off by counting each individual dot. So we start with 1, 2, 3, 4. Count with me if you want. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Now, by skip counting, we're going to say the very last of these 4 groups. So the first one's going to be 4, 8, 12, and then skip 16. And we skipped all of these. So we didn't really have to say them. Like I said, much faster. Now we're going to move on to skip counting sequences. They are basically the ones that are the end of each dot group. For example, in the last section, we had 4, 8, 12, 16. So let's start off with some examples. We're going to do by 3s, 4s, 5s, and 10s. 3, 5, and 10 are the most basic ones other than 2. 2 is all the even numbers. So by 3s, let's start. We're going to start with 3. And then we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14, and then finally we have 15. So these are the first 5 of the sequence of counting by 3s. Now we're going to do counting by 4s. This is going to be a bit harder because no one likes to count by 4s. So they are going to be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and then 20. So if you're getting the hang of this, you can join me with 5 and 10. So 5, I'm not going to count the numbers in between because there's 4 of them, and I'm too lazy to do that. So we're going to start with 5. And then we have 10. And then it's 15, 20, 25. And then you start to notice a pattern about this. The first one is just 5. And then there's a 1, and then a 0. And then a 1, and then a 5. And then a 2, 0, 2, 5. So it's going to be 1, 2, 0, 5, 0, 5. Try to do the next few on your own using that pattern. It really helps in the future. Now we're going to do counting by tens. This is by far the easiest one to do. Basically, we're going to write 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 4, 0, 5, 0. See, the ones in front are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then there's that 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. So what I want you to do as practice is we don't have 2, 6, 7, 8, and 9. I want you to try doing those. You can do it however you like. And comment below if you have a question or if you have the answer. Now we're going to move on to skip counting backwards. Before this we were going forwards, now we're going to go backwards. So an example is we're going to start at 15. I have 15 dots right here, and we're going to go back by 5. So basically we're going to write the numbers 14, 13, 12, 11. And then the fifth one is going to be 10. And then we go to 9, 8, 7, 6, and then we get 5. And then 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we get 0. So most of the time we're just skip counting all the way to 0 because that is technically the number that starts it all. So we're going to start by we're going to do an example which is going to be, we're going to start at 10 and we're going to go back by 2. So we have 10 right here. And then 9, no one cares about it. 8 is going to be another. 7, we don't want. 6, we want. 5, we don't want. 4, we want. 3, we don't want. 2, we want. And 1, we don't want. And then there's 0, which we're obviously going to want. So when we skip count, we're going to start saying 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, and 0. Feel free to say it by yourself a couple of times so it's 6. And these 3 problems, starting at 15, going back by 3, starting at 20, going back by 4, starting at 25, and going back by 5. I want you guys to try on your own. Pause the video if you need more time. And if you want, you can comment below the answers. So our final topic today is going to be the even and odd numbers. So what are the even and odd numbers? Before we get to that, let's recap on saying all the numbers from 0 through 9. You can say it with me if you want. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. The even numbers are all the numbers that come when we skip count by 2 starting at 0. So I'm going to mark all the even numbers with red. Count with me if you want. We're going to start at 0, skip 1. Then we get 2. Skip 3, we get 4. Skip 5, we get 6. Skip 7, we get 8. So any number that ends with any 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8 is going to be even. So let's write these down, and like before, if you want to say it with me, get used to them, say it with me. 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8. Now let's go to the odd numbers. The odd numbers are all the numbers that come when we skip count by 2, starting at 1. And they are 1, we're going to skip 0. Skip 2, get 3. Skip 4, get 5. Skip 6, we get 7. Skipping 8, we get 9. So basically, every number is either red or blue, even or odd. They can never be both. So let's say all the odd numbers together. 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. So if a problem asked, is the following number even or odd? Let's say we get 700 or 7,829. Is it going to be even or odd? The way we're going to figure this out is we're going to look at the rightmost number, which is going to be 9. Is 9 blue or red? Is it odd or even? It's right here, it's odd, so this number is going to be odd. I'm going to write some numbers, and I want you to see if you can figure out if they're odd or even. If you find your answer, you can comment below, or just tell a friend. So our numbers are going to be 823, 724, 6,532, and last but not least, 21. And this concludes today's Session 1 material. Now, Sriya and Agora Math Circle student will be solving the even and odd problems.
So what is 823? Is it odd or even? Let's look at the final digit. That is 3. Is it odd or even? Do you think 3? It's usually odd because it's not in the 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. It's actually in the 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So usually 823 is odd. Let's see in 724. Let's check in the final digit. And it's all the way over here. Is it odd or even? Usually odd because it's on. It's even because it's on this group all the way in here. So usually this is even. Next one, 6,532. So if it's odd or even, the final digit. So it's 2 is over here, so it's usually even. So I'll circle even. Finally, 21. Is it odd or even? Let's check in the final digit, 1. So 1 usually be in the odd side. So we'll circle odd. What? Why is this wrong spelling?
So that's it for today's video. I'm Sriya from Agora Math Circle. Don't forget to subscribe and like. If you have any questions, you can email info@agoramathcircle.org or comment below and we'll reply back. Maybe. And if you want to see practice things or anything about us, you can visit our website, which is basically the end of the email, but without the info and the end. So bye.